just wanted to take a shower, but I didn't know a stranger had already broken into my house. At first, John didn't notice anything strange, but when he slowly walked toward the bathroom with a knife, he realized I couldn't see him. To test his suspicion, John gently pushed the towel when I opened the door. That's when he discovered I was blind. I wrapped myself in the towel, walked back to the bedroom to change, then picked up my cat and went to the kitchen to make dinner for my husband, but I didn't know. My husband was already lying in a pool of blood. When I reached into the cabinet for plates, I suddenly slipped on something wet. I touched the floor with my hand and realized it wasn't water. Feeling my way forward, I found someone sitting on the ground. When I recognized it was my husband, I was terrified. I had no idea what had happened in my home, so I turned and tried to run outside. But before I could take a few steps, John grabbed me. That's when I realized an intruder was inside my house. I asked him what he wanted, but he didn't answer. Instead, he started throwing things at my feet, just to scare me. He enjoyed the feeling of control. But John didn't know, even though I couldn't see. I knew every corner of this house, so I used my sense of touch to run into the bedroom, quickly locked the door behind me. Then I felt my way to the laptop, trying to send a message for help. At that moment, John broke in through the balcony window. He tackled me to the floor and held a knife to my throat after tying me up. I pretended to be scared and asked him to let me wear a jacket, thinking I was harmless. He loosened the ropes, then his phone rang when he stepped out to answer. I quickly put on a jacket and hid a camera behind my back. When he came back into the room, I smashed the camera into his head and ran for my life, but John didn't give up. He chased me all the way to the basement. I hid in the corner trying not to breathe. Then suddenly I heard a familiar voice. It was the neighborhood security guard. I begged him to call the police, but before he realized what was happening, John slit his throat from behind. When everything went quiet again, I ran out of the basement and finally reached the street. A kind man saw me and rushed over to help. When he learned someone was chasing me, he offered to take me home. I thought I was finally safe, but once I got back, John came in too. He wrapped his arm around my neck. That's when I realized they were working together. Jason finally told me the truth. My husband was a robber. A few days ago, he and his crew pulled off a big heist, but he took all the money for himself. Jason and John had come to get it back. I told them I knew nothing, so John started threatening me. Then he noticed something strange about the wall painting. He told Jason to take it down, and behind it, they found stacks of cash. They packed up the money and left like nothing happened. After hearing the door close, I ran to lock it from inside, then sat on the floor exhausted and fell asleep. When I opened my eyes again, it was already dark, but I suddenly smelled sweat in the air. Panicked, I ran toward the door, and in the next second, John had never left my house. He'd been hiding inside, watching my every move.